Okay, before we actually go into our main topic, I really love it that when a woman or women get acknowledged for something that they do, they get a great award. And of course, joining me today, I have one Saria. Thank you so much. She is the designer and owner of Tsar. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much for coming on to Bella.
Thank you for inviting me.
Looking lovely. First of all, I wanted to ask you, Tsar, I mean, it's your own fashion. You design bags and shoes. But before we actually get into how you came up with this and everything, you won an award.
Yes, I did.
And this award is APLF. What? I mean, it's from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And I heard the very first Malaysian company to actually win an award like this. You must be really, really ecstatic.
Yeah, I was actually overwhelmed because what happened was when I registered, it's actually a trade show. So this trade show happens every year in Hong Kong, and I did some research, and apparently only one other Malaysian company, which I will not name on air,
Okay.
was also attending. So I thought, okay, well, why don't we just up one number and I'll enter it.
Yeah.
And then what happened was basically it took them a while to get back to me, and it took actually about 3-4 months because they have a process.
A process.
Yeah, and basically what they wanted to do was they said, okay, you need to send us your company profile, you need to send us your company products, you need to even send your degree and your grades.
Seriously?
That's how
strict.
Yeah, that's how strict they were. They were like, okay, we need to know exactly every detail about you, and we want to know exactly if you've studied fashion, if you haven't. I haven't studied fashion. I've never studied fashion, but I have always been
had that passion.
Yes, passionate about fashion because I mean, from a very young age, I mean, even my mom, she would buy a lot of fabrics from all over the world, and then she would make baju kurung from all these different fabrics. And from there, I sort of like thought to myself, well, you know, why don't I make shoes and handbags? And basically how Tsar started was...
The name,
this name is actually from... Okay, Tsar is like the Russian king, but it has nothing to do with Russia.
At all.
At all. It's actually a word play of my name because my name is Saria.
Saria.
So I decided, okay, Tsar. Me and my friends were putting on our thinking caps and went, okay, Tsar, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's cool, and it's T-S-A-R, Tsar.
Yeah.
And looking at your shoes and your handbags, I see it's the fabric is really interesting. I heard it's African.
West African.
West African.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to come up with like taking designs from, but of course putting it in like very modern, contemporary sort of look? What was your inspiration?
Well, about 2 years ago, I went to West Africa. Not 2 years, I think it was 1 year, 8 months or 6 months ago. Can't really remember.
So anyway, before you actually started your company
before I started Tsar, I went to West Africa. My parents lived in Guinea, Africa. So there was, and we went shopping. There's no shopping malls. It's really... there's just barren land, and then you have like all these stalls, and then you have these little trade stalls around, and then they sell all sorts of fabrics, trinkets and everything, and then they have like some of them bring cloth from the villages, and then you know they would sell. So there I was looking at all these fabrics, and I was like, wow, they're so pretty. And then from there I went, okay, well, why don't I make shoes and handbags from them, because this is going to be something new, and then I wanted to inject a contemporary feel to them, because usually what we do, or what a lot of people do, is like, you know, traditional fabrics, they make traditional things out of it. You know, like you have songket, so you will make baju kurung,
that's
baju,
right.
you know, kebaya with songket. So I thought, okay, why don't I do something that is cultural and ethnic, but give it a contemporary feel. So that's when I started thinking of things and how I could make it more appealing to the general public. Yeah.
And would you say so? Obviously, it's not seasonal because it's to do with what would you say? What would be your next look? It's not just the African.
No. I don't want to be labeled as this African
queen
or something like that. No, actually. Tsar is inspired by travel.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, whatever I do, whatever I see, and from there I just think, okay, you know, I'm gonna turn it into something that a lot of people might appreciate.
Yeah.
And of course, it comes from the heart.
Which is nice because not everyone gets to travel. Yeah. And I think you bringing that culture here, but putting it into someone's handbag or shoes, and talking about people not being able to travel all the time, you actually design it, custom make? Is that right?
Yeah, I design it. Like I say, I mean, I have my shoe manufacturer and my shoemaker. So we will talk about, okay, what works and what doesn't. Because, you know, when it comes to technicalities, because I've never actually studied fashion or art, so when it comes to technicalities, she would be able to tell me, like, okay, this, because sometimes we have this idea, like, okay, you know what, can I do
this is an interesting look.
We have like some kind of idea, and then she might say, well, it's actually not possible to do it that way. So that's when I have to compromise.
That's right, because you want the obviously the creative part, but at the same time it has to function as a shoe.
Yes.
Someone has to wear it and be comfortable in it as well.
Yes. So something like this is wood. It's carved wood.
Wow.
And then I use all leathers. So it's safe to say that none of my customers have had blisters ever.
Which is important, ladies, especially when you're wearing high heels.
Yes, and I wear my own shoes and I carry my own bags as well to functions. Because I'm still in the media.
Yeah, so and you are a good example, role model.
These are not my shoes.
These are not today.
I'm not wearing my shoes. Because it just didn't fit with the whole
Because you've got your shoes all around today in the studio.
Yeah. So what happened was, like, I thought to myself, okay, I want to make it comfortable. I want to make it where a lot of people can actually wear. And these shoes, even though it looks uncomfortable, it is actually really comfortable. I've tried them on myself.
You've tried them. The lady has tried them on.
With these shoes. So they are really, really comfortable. No kidding. Really.
That's a good sell right there.
Yeah.
But what inspired you to come up, like, which you like fashion, obviously, shoes and handbags, as opposed to maybe clothing?
Oh, this is I designed this.
You designed, so...
Yeah, but my clothing line, my apparel will only come out when, I mean, it's actually bespoke. You have to actually order, you actually have to say, Saria, I want something. Could you make me a dress, something?
I see, so it's still very personal in that sense.
It's very personal, yeah. I don't actually sell it online, because you can only get Tsar online currently. Currently only online, www.tsar.asia only. But I am planning to, of course, have my own store.
Definitely. Well, talking about fashion and of course shoes, thank you so much for and congratulations again on the award.
Yeah.
Well, as you saw, interesting, right? Sri Lana, I mean, they have fashion and everything like that. What do you think of that, being you yourself aspiring to do your own fashion?
I do totally agree. Fashion it's basically how you style it. You know, whatever brand you buy, you know, you can always mix and match, and it depends on how you style it. For example, right? You know, some people will say, oh my God, these shoes, I mean, it's so colorful. Like, how do I wear it? Sorry, I have no idea how to wear this.
Yeah.
Basically, you just wear something really plain, like just a plain white shirt and skinny jeans.
And voila,
there you go. You have
so
like
some
these awesome
good advice
shoes,
for you right there.
You know, or an awesome clutch, and that's it, you know.
So some
beautiful.
awesome advice there from Wansaria. So anyway, if you want to check out her stuff as well, Wansaria is www.tsar.asia. And of course, thank you so much again for coming on the show.
Thank you.